I've restored, customized, rebuilt cars since I've been 14. I thought I knew a lot about cars. Building one from scratch is a totally different story. I've been continuously frustrated with new cars and how much stuff we put on. We have covers for covers with paint on them. I continually ask why. Why do we make cars this way? It leads me almost to a crazy point of investigation. I wonder if interesting things could come out of common parts. When you really dive into it, it's literally nuts and bolts and metal and shapes and turning wrenches. On their own, they're not complicated. As a whole system, they become overwhelming to most. But I don't think anything's impossible. I wonder if I could make a car that could do 150 miles an hour and go over rocks at the same time. I wonder if I could pull up to a nice hotel and get it valeted. Why can't things do that today? When you add the human to things, it becomes something for us. So a car today is for us. I mean, it's got ports for our music, it's comfortable, but what does it do for itself? And that's kind of an odd question that I've been trying to wrestle with. So in this project, the car wanted some things for itself. Where the motor was placed was for the car's sake, not for the human's sake. The wheelbase was for the car's sake. So I designed this car early on without a user. It's easy up front, but halfway through the process you realize, oh, I actually have to drive this thing. I think the overall presence of this surprised me. It's a little bit more intense than I had envisioned. Driving this thing is unlike anything I've driven before. Even though it gets rough and bumpy, it just sort of floats. It's poetic in a cliche, sort of hokey way. It looks super hardcore and violent, but the way it's laid out and what it's capable of is a different story. People say, well, what is it? And they're looking at it. And I'm like, well, what do you mean, what is it? Well, what's it supposed to be? I'm like, it's doing it, like it is. It's a lot easier in our culture just to buy things. The things that we find valuable to ourselves aren't things we bought at some lame store. It's things that we've created, or they were passed down, or we found them, or there's something funny about them. Those have value to us. I feel like we're losing that sort of passion. We just buy things now. A lot of people have excuses for not doing things. And they're discouraging whenever I hear them because they're all false senses of their own abilities to explore and create. You know, I envision myself starting over from the beginning, and then I sort of make that happen. For some people, it's enough just to think about it, or talk about it, or watch it on TV, or read about it in a book. My advice is to get your hands dirty and wonder and not be afraid to ask questions like, why is that this way? People say there are no dumb questions, and that's true, but I think we get criticized for wondering too often. In everything we do, there's parameters. To ignore those is the key.